Hey, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to an all-new unboxing on the Needless Things Podcast YouTube channel. Today you're looking at something that's a little bit older. As you can see, this was a 2016 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figure of Rebecca Newt Jordan from Aliens. I did not purchase this figure when it was first offered. Because I just felt like, man, I don't need Newt. And I know that's dumb, and I know she's an integral part of the movie. Just for whatever reason, I didn't feel like I had to have this figure. So I didn't even try to get her. And then later they offered her in a 2-pack with Ripley that I think might have been a Toys R Us exclusive. And I didn't get that either because I already had that same Ripley figure. And again, I was just like, I don't really need Newt. And then I was watching Aliens on Alien Day on 4/26. And I was like, why didn't I buy that Newt figure? It was ridiculous. And I assumed prices were going to be astronomical wherever I went for this figure. And what ended up happening is this was more cost effective to get than the 2-pack, which was like $99, I think was the cheapest price I saw for that one. And this was $35 shipped, which was shockingly low to me for an older NECA figure, especially a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So I lucked out. I'm glad. I feel bad that I was a dum-dum before, but now I'm going to open this thing up so I can put it on the shelf with the rest of my Aliens figures. On the back, we get a cool little bio. The sole survivor of the Nostromo, Ripley is discovered in cryogenic sleep 57 years later by a salvage ship. When she is taken back to Earth, Ripley learns that the company has established human colonies on the same planet where the alien attack originated. After all contact with the colony is lost, Ripley agrees to return to the planet accompanied by a team of colonial marines. Together, they will rescue any survivors that remain and confront the alien menace head on. Okay, so that's not really a bio for her at all. She is the sole survivor of the colony and is actually featured, if you watch the director's cut of Aliens, which I think is far superior, and not to say that the theatrical cut isn't good, it's great, but the director's cut fleshes things out so much more, and we actually see Newt's family get the tip to go investigate the alien site, and we see a little bit of her prior to her discovery by Ripley and the Space Marines, or Colonial Marines. So it's worth watching that director's cut. But now it's enough talk. I think it's time to open this up. NECA loves to use these clamshell packaging, and I hate it so much because it's hard to open. It's dangerous. I've sliced myself open. Hopefully I won't do that here now because I don't know how YouTube feels about blood. But I despise, detest, loathe, hate, cannot stand this clamshell packaging. It is the absolute worst toy packaging of all time. I feel like there has to be, I understand maybe some of these are too heavy to put on blister cards, but there's got to be a better way to handle this than these damn clamshells. I hate them. All right. So let's get in a little background here. We've got the cool interior of the colony, the effects of sort of the Colonial Marines cameras, I guess. Pretty neat. I like it. But let's get this figure out and get this dangerous, here's a buzzword, dangerous, environmentally negative packaging out of the way. All right, so Newt is safely secured in this packaging. She's got a twist tie. Now, normally, I've got my trusty nail clippers to just cut right through that, but since there's only one and it's pretty easy to deal with, I'm just going to untie it and pull it out of there and get rid of that. So here's Rebecca. Pull her out of there. And I love the accessories. Like, the figure's great. We'll look at her in just a minute. But man, look at the great accessories that NECA put in here. And that's a spot where I think they're maybe a little underrated. And possibly it's because we take these things, and in general, half of them go into a Ziploc bag and get stored away in a drawer somewhere because you just can't display everything on the shelf. But NECA really puts a lot of thought and care into the accessories that they provide with their figures. First, we have this sort of flashlight type thing that actually has a nice translucent panel on the front. Very cool. The paint in there makes it look sort of luminescent. Excellent, excellent piece. It's got a soft plastic strap with a little buckle on it right there. Just NECA just gets these details like nobody else does. We've got Newt's doll head, whose name I cannot remember right now. I probably should have looked it up so I wouldn't sound like a dum-dum, but what are you going to do? Just look at the detail on that. The little eyes are closed. Even got I mean, these guys know how toys work, so they put that little ridge on there where the doll's head would be attached to the body. It's got the hair. Just amazing. Really great. The picture of Rebecca that's in her little hideaway place in that cool, clear acrylic frame that in 1986 probably seemed really futuristic, and now you can go into Walmart and just buy a frame like this, and it's not really a big deal. Although, honestly, I don't think people really use those frames, like, just in that. Can you imagine going into somebody's house and they've got a bunch of these acrylic picture frames just sitting around? That'd be a little weird. And then finally, Hick's helmet that she puts on when she says affirmative, or I can't remember exactly how she pronounces it in an amusing manner, but it's great. Tons of detail. I believe this is a different piece from the one that came with the, you know what? The Hicks figure I have, I don't think even came with a helmet. Hudson came with a helmet. I'll have to go back and take a look at that. But anyway, great looking helmet. It's got all of the detail that the Colonial Marines helmets have. Even the strap, it's actually got the little part right there where it can hook through. Just really cool. Great work. Great camouflage. All right, now finally, let's take a look at this little figure that I passed up those years ago and had the regret on. So FOMO is fear of missing out, and a lot of us toy buyers buy stuff because of that. But what is like retroactive FOMO? Like, oh, I did miss out. Now this is where NECA products get really scary, because you can see there's an elbow joint there. The swivel works fine, but right here, that doesn't want to move. And since I've got other NECA figures and know how these things go, I'm not going to try and bend that until I've got a heat gun to put on it and loosen it up a little bit. Probably going to be the same case on the left elbow. You can see right there, there's the joint. And yeah, I'm not even going to try and bend that. That's just asking for a broken figure. And isn't this poor little girl already broken enough? There is a waist joint, kind of a ball joint situation under those cool overalls. And look how good the overalls look. Got the one strap down there. Just tons and tons of detail in the seams and in the folds and the creases and the way everything looks. Just absolutely tremendous looking. The likeness, I think they went the right way with this. They gave her the clean face. She has just got that, please, sir, can I have a farthing look going on. Her ratty, mousy hair. So it's like post cleanup, but she's still like a little ragamuffin they found in this weird space facility. She's got the torn knees in her overalls from crawling around in the air ducts for however long. Great detail on the shoes. I wonder if they're Reeboks like Ripley's. They look more like you got a little Adidas action going on though there, because you can see, is that 3-strap? Maybe there's some K-Swiss. I don't know, but the fact that there's enough detail for us to even discuss what kind of shoe this is amazing. It's got the pretty decent little ankle joint. You're not going to be putting her in a ton of action poses, but there's a little bit of movement there to keep the figure stable. That knee Not too sure I want to bend too far. As you can see, there's a little bit of wiggle there, but again, I want to wait until I can blast this thing with a heat gun and loosen those joints up a little bit. And then here we have, as with so many NECA figures now, the overalls are a soft plastic sculpted piece that cover up, those hip joints, which granted, that diaper effect, you can't do anything about that. It's still an action figure. There's still going to be some joints. But I love the way the waist joint is concealed. Or actually, there it is. You can see it right there. It's not in the waist. It's that's a solid piece from there to there underneath this. And then right there, there's sort of a rocker at the upper abdomen. But still, absolutely great. I am looking forward. I think what I'm probably going to end up doing on the shelf is having her on the ground next to the torn in half bishop, which, by the way, I need to get that as well. At the time it was out, I couldn't justify buying another bishop. But now I've got over there on the wall, I've got the power loader fighting the alien queen. And I'm like, why don't I have Bishop and Newt in this little scene on my shelves? And soon I will. But anyway, if you skipped this figure back when it came out, or if you really want that 2-pack, I recommend you go get it. It's a great, great figure. It's a must-have for your Aliens shelves. And, she's a critical character, you guys. I gave her short shrift by not buying her in the first place, and I'm glad that I've corrected that mistake now, because she can go over there and look all helpless and innocent amongst the crazy, crazy xenomorphs that are populating my horror shelves. Just really, really nice work from NECA, from the accessories to the figure itself. Highly recommended. Thanks for watching, you guys. A new Needless Things podcast drops each and every Friday, where we talk about toys, movies, music, and all manner of pop culture dorkery. Thanks for stopping in.